Good morning. I wanted to update the public. I'm Pamela Casey, District Attorney here in Blount County. This morning, agents with the Alabama Bureau of Investigation, State Bureau of Investigation with ALEA, placed Christopher Thomason under arrest. It's our understanding he was taken into custody near the Jefferson County Courthouse. Thompson is currently employed by the Blount County Sheriff's Office and has been employed since August of 2024 as a corrections officer within the jail. It's our understanding at some point in March of 25 he was listed as a K-9 deputy through the social media pages of the Blount County Sheriff's Office. However, he does not have APOST certifications. He was actually a part of the APOST program. The academy there in Jefferson County was where he was taken into custody. In July of this year, the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency received tips from what we call our ICAC unit. It's a unit that's provided cyber tips when there are potential internet crimes involving children. Those involved an individual by the name of Thomason who was sharing at least 5 videos and 2 images were part of our cyber tip. The image appeared to depict minor females engaged in sexual activity. One appeared to be a self-portrait of Thomason in his sheriff's deputy uniform that he shared, and I provided a photo of that photo that he sent. It was a part of our ICAC tip that came through. Now, one reason why we're having this press conference today is that as a result of our Snapchat search warrant that was executed on Snapchat, we learned that there had been 162 photographs that had been sent to various users on the Snapchat platform. Of those, 113 depicted Thomason wearing a sheriff's office uniform. And we want to know, and we've determined during our investigation that there were at least 3 underage females that he was communicating with. It's our concern that there are one of those females is here in Alabama. She was 12 years of age that he exchanged sexual or child sex abuse material with. Our investigation showed that the individual solicited electronically sexual activities from underage girls and requested they send him photos. He also sent photos to them, and that he sent at least, at this time, 3 videos containing a person under the age of 17 in an act of sexual conduct. Yesterday afternoon, senior agents with State Bureau of Investigation swore out warrants for Thomason with the following charges: dissemination or public display of child sexual abuse material, possession with the intent to disseminate child abuse material, transmitting obscene material to a child by computer, and electronic solicitation of a child. What we're here today to do, and I'm going to try, you've got the photographs, is that we want to make sure that parents are aware that this has taken place, and if they have any children or teens who've talked to this individual via Snapchat or any other type of, if you can turn that on for me, Will, is any type of electronic device or app, that they contact our office. Also this morning, a search warrant was executed on his home here in Blount County, and we'll be reviewing that information once we have that. I'm just going to try to put those up on the screen for you. We want parents to make sure that if they've had any type of children or teens that have had any type of contact with this individual, that they notify our office so that we can refer them to the State Bureau of Investigation. This investigation is ongoing. It's our understanding that he's still currently employed with the Blount County Sheriff's Office, as it just took place this morning, and he was arrested there in Jefferson County. I'll answer any questions, but I am limited as to what I can provide you.
Is he still held in Jefferson County right now?
He is in the custody. He's not being held in there. The warrants are here, but he's being held with ALEA agents at this time.
So can you, in layman's terms, tell us what you think? Do you think he actually abused any of these girls, or was he passing pictures and images? Tell me what you think.
So there's one situation where he attempted to meet up with a child in Walker County, and that was rained out. So that's the situation we have right now. Is we know that he at least made one attempt to meet up with children. He was exchanging inappropriate photos, uploading, I say inappropriate, child pornographic material and material of his genitalia as well, is our understanding. And he had attempted to meet that child at actually a high school football game in Walker County after communicating with her and exchanging photographs with her, of which one he has the uniform on that you see in the photographs that have been provided to you.
Do you know how he made contact with some of these other underage victims?
It's our understanding right now we're working off of Snapchat.
So he was maybe reaching out to these individuals?
That's right. And that's the thing, is parents need to be very, very aware of this. What are your children's usernames on these accounts? If you put looking for a girlfriend, would like to find a boyfriend as your username, that is pretty much making these children a target for people who are literally scrolling and trying to find people. And what we see happening as in this case and in other cases is that they start these discussions with, hey, how old are you? Oh, do you want me to rub some oil on your back, or you're going to take a shower? And then they just slowly start talking to these children, and they are children. They may be teens, but they're children. And so they are then pretty much grooming them so that they can exchange photographs and then in this case meet up with a child who was 12 years old.
Do we know his previous employment, if he had only worked with Jefferson County since 2020?
So he hasn't worked with Jefferson County. It's with Blount County. We have records that we obtained this morning that he has been a Blount County Reserve deputy for a period of time, and then was hired as a correction officer there in August of 2024, I believe is the correct date.
On Snapchat, these pictures and videos tend to disappear very quickly, so how has that gone trying to get these photos?
So I tell parents all the time, and kids, I tell kids this a lot, it's like, just because you can't see them doesn't mean that Snapchat can't pull those from our servers. Now, can they pull everything? No. Can they pull a lot of stuff? Absolutely. And so we executed that search warrant back in August. Was it August? I think it was. Mid-August, early August at some point. It does take a period of time to get that back. But it's really important that we make sure that if there are any other teens in the state of Alabama who's received photographs, communication, anything from this individual that you see that we provided you a photo of, that you reach out to our office and we'll connect them with the appropriate law enforcement authorities.
And these are from Snapchat?
Those were part of our, yes.
And then you said you did the search warrant in August of 24, August of
25.
Okay, so they got back to you pretty quick. Are they been pretty cooperative in getting you this information?
Yes.
Okay.
Generally they are, depending on what you're looking for, how old the messages are. You know, it's really hard to go find something 5 years ago. Even our, cell phone records, sometimes you have difficulty depending on who the provider is getting those records. But, the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency executed that search warrant this morning, and any items that were recovered, we will move forward. Again, this is about making sure that we're protecting and parents are aware. Maybe they had a kid come to them and say, hey, I'm getting these messages from this guy. And they necessarily didn't want to call law enforcement about it because maybe it hadn't gone that far. We want you to reach out to us. We want to make sure that we're keeping our teens and our kids safe on these devices. And man, I can't say enough, there's really no need for Snapchat for teens. There just isn't. I tell teens all the time, like, what do you have that needs to go away within a few minutes or seconds? Like, what are you sending? If it needs to go away, you probably don't need to be sending it. And so, any other questions? Hey, Will, can you take this call?
How long was his Snapchat account active for? When did he create
I'm not going to provide that information.
This was someone who was employed with the Blount County Sheriff's Department, an agency that's supposed to protect people, and it's someone that, parents would probably think you could trust if they're employed with the Sheriff's Department.
We prosecuted, during my time as a prosecutor, I prosecuted church officials, like people who were high up in churches or over or whatever. I prosecuted assistant principals. I've prosecuted teachers. So, sadly, law enforcement, it takes one bad apple like this to make everybody look bad. I wish there were ways that we could weed out everybody in every career that's a bad apple. Sadly, in this case, he wore his uniform when he sent messages or took pictures of himself in uniform. And to me, that is a disgrace to other law enforcement who work so hard in this state to protect us and to keep us safe, that he would disrespect his fellow women and men in the line of duty.
That probably helped you, though, identify him pretty quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
So it was beneficial for the investigation.
Sadly.
And in this, for a post, he was not a deputy, is that, can you kind of explain that? So
We will be following up on that investigation as of now.
So he should not have been in that position?
We're trying to figure out at what point he got the canine dog and how he held himself out as, and what he held himself out as at this point. So there's additional investigation that will go on. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And it's sad. I mean, it's really sad for our teens. I mean, y'all know for how many years have I been banging the drums about protecting your kids online and watching what they're doing and who they're talking to. And, I mean, I have small children, and it's easy to see how quick they can become addicted to tablets or phones. And, I mean, I don't even let my son he's 6, and, can I do Roblox? Can I do Minecraft? No, you can't. And it's about standing your ground early, because once they become addicted, there's some studies out there that show that the brain lights up in the same places you light up when you're addicted to cocaine and things of that, when children are actually using these devices. So it's fueling something in the brain that kids are addicted to. Other studies show that our children are exposed to pornography by the time they're the age of 9 because of these devices. And so, we want to know if any other parents have come across situations where this individual's photograph, and I say this over and over and over again, I think I said it with 42 last week, is create that relationship with your child that when something like this happens, they can come to you and say, something bad has happened. I've made a mistake. I did something I shouldn't have done. And that they feel comfortable telling you what happened. Because a lot of times we see situations, especially in sextortion cases, where they're afraid to tell their parents what happened, and they get extorted for money. And then that's where we see a lot of our suicides that take place with teens who have sent inappropriate photographs that they shouldn't have sent. And then the person on the other side uses it against them, and they are unable to talk to their parents about it, and they make really, really bad decisions. And a lot of times we've seen that lead to teen suicide.
Because of this, are you looking into any other deputies or corrections officers?
We have no reason to look at any other officers at this time.
And with looking for other victims, do you think you might find that he has in fact gone further than just sending the pictures, that he might have?
I can't answer that because I don't want to speculate. I know we do know that he attempted or had plans to meet with a 12-year-old child in another county. Any questions? That's it. We'll have follow-ups like we did the search warrant. It was done this morning. One of the concerns was the canine dog for our officers from the state who came in on that squad. Is that potential firearms and potential canine that he has. And you can see that in the social media posts by the Blount County Sheriff's Office. At one point, I believe he was posted with that canine.
And then just to clarify, you said one of the children lived in Alabama and was 12.
Right.
Is that the child he was trying to meet
Yes.
in Walker County?
Do we know where the other underage?
Some of them are for out of state, and some of them we don't know exactly where they're from yet. That's why we'll do additional searches on his devices.
Okay. And just for me, being arrested in Jefferson County,
That's where we got him.
okay, so it had
Okay, nothing to do with Jeffco. It was just where they were able to safely be able to take him into custody with the arrest warrants that were signed by our circuit judge last week. Or, excuse me, yesterday. Sorry, it's been a long week.
And it
It's
was
Tuesday.
Aaliyah
Is it
kinda doing
Tuesday?
this investigation too.
I'm sorry.
It was Aaliyah doing this.
Aaliyah's sole investigation with Aaliyah.
When he was in Jefferson County, correct me if I'm wrong, did you say he was somewhere getting, like?
He's a part, he's currently, it's my understanding, he's currently a part of the Jefferson County A-Post Police Academy that they have there, that he was in the process of that.
So he was in the area of that academy when he was,
I can't tell you the exact,
Okay.
I've been in trial this morning. I don't know
Okay.
exactly where, I just know it was in Jefferson County. Any other
Do you
things?
feel like one of the identifying factors on him, this lump on his head, is going to be easy for people to remember?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you see that in the photos that are in there. It's not something you can disguise, shave off. And the uniform. I mean, like we said, I think that it was 100 and something times that he sent out a photo of himself in the uniform. I want to make sure I tell you that correctly, so let me just look at my numbers again.
113.
113 images depicted him wearing a sheriff's office uniform. 49 were of his face while not wearing a shirt or in plain clothing. Just encourage parents to keep control on those devices. I mean, in my opinion, nothing good comes out of Snapchat.
Were there captions on any of these photos that were cropped out?
No, that's what we're providing, but those are what we are providing you at this time.
And his age, did you tell us his age?
I can get it for you, I'm sorry. Will you go get that off my desk, please? I want to say he's 2 years younger than me. I remember by years. Just give me a second, I apologize.
And most of his victims, females, underage females?
Females.
All of his victims seem to
Females.
be? Okay.
there's a lot of numbers. It's just 5 videos and 2 images that were.
That was what the
sexual
tip, no, that's the
Okay.
tip that came in. So when you get a tip that come in, you're then gonna try to identify what that account is. At that point, you do a search warrant. When the search warrant was determined, we have a date of birth, he's 42 years of age. I told you he's about 2 years younger than me. So once you get that tip, then you're gonna start following. That's just gonna say, that's what got picked up by some of the safety programs that are in place that will send information and tips to law enforcement. ICAC does a really good job, but they can't catch everything. It's gonna have to be certain things. They're not gonna catch every statement being made back and forth. They're generally gonna pick up those videos, or really bad videos. And so we got tips on those.
Can you go into more detail about that? I've never heard of that. So it's an AI program basically that searches for?
No, it's not an AI program. I'm not sure exactly how it's searched, but it's Internet Crimes Against Children. And so they send out tips when they're notified of information. I'm not sure exactly how they get their tips, but when they get those types of tips, they push them out to law enforcement. And so we actually have someone at the Blount County Sheriff's Office who's on that ICAC task force. And so, but this information was sent to Aaliyah based on the images.
I just want to make sure, there's the search warrant executed on Snapchat returned 162 portraits of Thomason. How many of those were considered sexual?
I'm not going to go into all those details.
Okay.
The key is to this, again, for the reason for the press conference is, have you seen this image before? Was it on your child's device? Has your child talked to you about it? If so, we need to talk with them and we need to review their accounts and try to cross-reference that to this information we have from the search warrant, not just on Snapchat. If there are other types of apps they were talking with this individual on, we want to know.
But some of these images were sexual in nature.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to hand out, that would be breaking the law if I came in here and showed you what, or in any case. We don't even exchange that with defense counsel. Like when we have cases that have child sex pornographic material, they have to set up an appointment with the person who did the extraction to come in and view that. That would be no more different than me disseminating it. It's very, it's definitely protected. You saw the charges: dissemination of child sex material, possession with the intent to disseminate, transmitting obscene material, and electronic solicitation of a child. And there may, and I suspect there will be, additional charges once we get to grand jury.
The Blount County Sheriff's Office has put out a press release saying that they're already looking into terminating Thomason's employment. Do you have any comment on that?
Well, I hope they would.
Do you plan on working with Sheriff Moon at all?
We've worked this with Aaliyah. Aaliyah was the agency that contacted me, and of course, we worked this because of the nature of it. I worked this directly with Aaliyah. Any other questions? Thank you, guys. I hope you have a safe day. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.